When you hold the lead rope, you're holding the lead rope between your thumb and that finger. The other 3 fingers just wrap around. You're not gripping it with your whole hand. You're pinching it with those 2 fingers, and then the other 3 wrap around for security so it doesn't slip through your hand. But when you're leading and you're cueing him, you're not cueing with the force of your whole hand. You're only cueing with those 2 fingers. I taught Chap to lead when he was 4 months old before I taught him to put a halter on. So he doesn't cue to the lead rope. He cues to my body and my movement and my voice and so forth to go forward. But because he does that, I can show you how to teach a horse to cue to go forward off the lead rope. And here's an example, a close-up of how I'm showing you I hold the lead rope. These 3 fingers aren't gripping it. They're there in case you need to grip the lead rope. But when you're cueing a horse for going forward, put the head down, flex the head and so forth, you want the lightness of only those 2 fingers. Chap doesn't lead off the lead rope, so this is a good exercise to show you. Just those 2 fingers, your thumb and that finger, forward pressure, let go. Good boy. He said, why are we doing that? The hand that's at the non-snap end of the lead rope, you should never have that hand in loops of the lead rope, no matter how big or small those loops are, because even a big loop like this, if the horse pulls on it, your hand can become trapped, you can be dragged, you can lose fingers, get a displaced shoulder, all kinds of serious injuries if your hand gets caught. So your non-leading hand, you should loop them in your hand like this, so that your hand, no part of your hand is inside a loop of that lead rope. If they were to pull, the loops would come out of your hand. If you have a horse that's being a problem horse and you think it might pull, fling its head, jerk away, do any number of things, I'd recommend that you wear gloves. I've been rope burned across the palm of my hand, and it takes a while to get over it, and it's very, very painful when the rope is pulled through your hands by a horse at high speed. People often hold their hand real up tight up next to the clasp because it gives them a false sense of security. But if you're actually holding your hand this close to that clasp and the horse starts throwing his head around or he leaps, you're going with him. And you're not strong enough to stop him. So having your hand in that position isn't going to give you any more real security than if you're out away from the horse. So if you loop out so that you're a distance away from the horse with your hand, if he does pull, you have room to adjust. You can let that rope slide through your fingers if you like, all the way down to the knot in the end. And if that knot in the end, he's still pulling hard enough to get through that knot, you can let go of that as well. Let him pivot around me. So you see, I stopped walking actually. Oh. You see how I have to slow down? When you make an inside turn, you need to slow down to let the horse be able to take a couple of steps ahead of you to make that turn comfortably around you so he's not crowding into you. Some misbehaviors come about when you don't slow down and let them take the couple extra steps to make that outer circle around you. And they balk because they really don't want to step on you. Walk up, up, walk up. I pivot and let him turn around me. Can you see that? I stop and have him pivot around. I stopped to let him take those extra steps because we're going so slow. If we were like jogging, I would slow the jog down to let him take those couple extra steps he needs to take to go out around me.